Wow, that was dog shit. All right, and you know what? If you saw the title of the video, you know the contents of the video. What the fuck was I thinking watching that show? Jesus Christ. Now, I knew it was gonna be bad, right? I've heard the tales of the Acolyte, and I've heard how dog shit it was via every single news source, every person I've talked to in real life. There's no sane mind that thought this show was good. But I was at least hoping, okay, might be watchable, you know? A lot of people, I recently watched Mandalorian all the way through, and a lot of people didn't like Season 3. I myself thought Season 3 might be considered the best season. Actually, I'd confidently say Season 3 is my favorite season. Maybe not the best, but... So I was hoping, okay, maybe Acolyte is pretty fucking dog shit. But there's gonna be some good moments, you know? Maybe it'll be like 90% bad, 10% good. You know? And it was not. It was about 99.9% bad. 0.01001% good. Like, there's some good things, but there's a lot of fucking bad things. And by good things, I'm being very lenient with what I consider good. So, normally I do a ranking. I have a tier list, and I tier it out. But this is going to be a brief review of the show. I do think this show is absolutely dog shit. I'm not going to be going through episode like I did on my Mandalorian breakdown, so this isn't going to be nearly as long. This is kind of just a brief rundown, and if you should watch it, and I'll tell you why I watched it, okay? I like to study, alright? I like to do my research, alright, and grind when I get interested in a franchise. So typically, when I get interested in a game series, I have to start with the first, second, and then the third version, whatever. Like Dark Souls, I had to play 1, 2, 3 in order. You know? That's just how I am. So when I saw the Acolyte come out and I heard it was dog shit, I knew I just didn't want to deal with it. But then I came around and was like, okay, let me go through and watch every single Star Wars media there is, all the shows, everything like that. Which I will be doing a full review of everything once I'm finished. I've got about 4 shows left. There's some that I might leave out because I just don't even consider it Star Wars. And I wish I didn't consider episode 7, 8, and 9 Star Wars before watching them. Which I did do for my first time last year as well. However... wow, this was dog shit. Like, Acolyte is just really terrible. If you are wondering, should you watch it because you want to watch all Star Wars media, because maybe you're like me and you want to watch, like, start to finish type of situation. Maybe you just want to watch it because it's a Star Wars IP and it's the only one you haven't watched. I'm going to tell you right now, brother. From one sane person to another, this show is not worth watching under any circumstance. This is terrible. The whole show is dog shit. The writing, awful. The characters, awful. This show literally felt like if you had a 5-year-old write a script for something related to Star Wars, but the Star Wars reference was episode 9. That's what it felt like. Like, this felt like dog shit. This felt like, genuinely, who thought this was a good idea? And I can just imagine people in production, like, filming this, like, doing every scene and filming it, and the cameraman just being like, yikes, this is a rough one, boys, right? And then you have Leslie Headland, I think is the creator of the show, if I'm not mistaken, just fucking being like, yes, this is gonna look great on the big screen. And it's just such, like, a fucking, wow, just how terrible can you make a show? And real quick, you might be thinking, like, this show to me, when I first watched it, I was like, okay, this felt like the sludge on the bottom of a Star Wars media. This felt like you have nothing else to do in terms of reference material, and you're scraping the bottom of the barrel, okay, with some of the ideas you're coming up with. Pretty much everything in the show is just a worse version of something in Star Wars. You have the witches that are literally just worse, shittier Night Sisters that make even less sense. And then you have the twins. I mean, just why? They're virgins in the Force, similar to Anakin. So it's literally just Anakin, but now there is two of them. Like, why? Like, who designed this, bro? Like, it's just so bad. You have the main villain who has a cool voice with the mask off, or with the mask on, takes off the helmet, and then all of a sudden he's a soy boy who doesn't, like, has no direction whatsoever. Similar to, like, something like Kylo Ren. Like, it's just, you have so many like, this really does feel like a budget cut, fucking Finding Pedro based off Finding Nemo. You know, like, this does not feel like a genuine Star Wars film, you know? And it's just, when I think of it, right, I'm like, okay, maybe they didn't have a lot of money to do this. Maybe it was just, like, a low-budget film, and, you know, maybe that's why all the costumes and the environments look like shit, and why they justify rocks catching fire. Yeah, you know, maybe that's what it is, but, this show genuinely cost nearly 250 million to produce. How? Now there's some stinkers out there. I think Concord as a video game was like 800 million or something, like some ridiculous number. How did that much money go into this? Average almost $30 million an episode. I mean this genuinely. I think the drama class in grade 11 that I was part in would make a better 8-episode series, 1 hour an episode. Now some of them were like 30 minutes, okay, if you want to get specific. And yes, I did count because, you know, I was counting down the torture seconds on every single episode. Holy shit. Bro, it was... How the fuck was this made? Like, I'm still... Who thought this was a good idea, bro? There's some okay things, and I'll get into the pros and cons. Bro, this show is so bad, it literally has me fucking... My brain is just scrambled. The pros. The lightsaber fights are better than the sequels. Any disagreeers in chat? Okay. Which isn't saying much at all. The sequels are fucking dog shit. But at least it was more than, yeah, you know, it was a little bit faster, but it still had that really clunky, like, dodge, and then the saber comes around, and it's like, oh my god, I just did an epic dodge, and the saber fucking is like all the way fucking like over here, you know? Like, it is not even close to danger zone. All right, no close calls in those lightsaber fights, and some of them were really goofy with how strength works, like the Wookiee just whooping people's ass. I think his name was Kalnaka, and then when the guy got pinned against the wall, he was using like the backside of his wrist to stop a full blow Wookiee shot. That's just... That doesn't make sense. He was just getting one shot by him a few... That's like literally in the Clone Wars, if Savage is fighting... what's that fucking... Not Unduli, I don't think it was Unduli. Who is that fucking... She's got like... tentacles or something coming off her head. I can't remember. She ends up dying because Savage like fucking headbutts her ass with the spikes on his head. But that's literally like if Savage is like fucking just destroying this bitch in the 1v1, and then out of nowhere she gets pinned against the wall, and with her skinny ass, scrawny ass arms, she's able to just defend a full force Savage swing. You know, like that shit just, it doesn't make sense. That's not how that works. So the speed of the duel was an improvement, I guess, from the sequels. At best. What's another pro? But against anything like, bro, Clone Wars, like OT, prequels, everything has a better lightsaber duel than this. But I mean, arguably it's a better lightsaber fight than like Ahsoka versus that Indian chick. I guess, in Mandalorian Season 2. I'd say, like, most of the lightsaber duels are better than that one. Kind of, maybe. Yeah, I'd say, like, on par, I guess, at best, for both cases, but holy shit, man. Anyways, another pro, Chimere's, I think Chimere's the Sith guy. He had a cool voice. And I thought the way they did, it's basically Beskar in terms of its lightsaber proof, but it also disables the lightsaber. And I know that, like, they didn't do it well because it was dog shit on how, like, it happened in the rest of the series after the first encounter. But, I mean, it's a cool idea. Like, Beskar armor that resists lightsaber, but also disables the lightsaber. I mean, that's kind of cool. So him, like, headbutting a saber, it's aight, you know? That was, like, unexpected, and it was just like, ooh, that's cool. Outside of that, what's another pro? Oh, the ships. Hey, the ships. They're cool looking. You know, Chimere's saber, guys, Chimere's saber. I mean, you know, he gets like a mini saber when he like unhooks it. You know, it's kind of like if you had a Darth Maul saber, but then he just like ripped it in two. But like the other one's a smaller one. You know, hey, size doesn't matter. You know, boys. Yeah. I think that's about all the pros. And then the cons. The writing was dog shit. The characters were awful. The first episode introduced just a fire randomly happening in space, where there's no oxygen, to produce that fire, just to give you a level of writing here, but it's, it's okay, like, it's passable. Yeah, I can look the other way at that scene, okay? But then we get, like, flashbacks where they're in a rock temple made out of rocks. And, one of the twins catches fire to the place. And the rocks are on fire. Hey, maybe it's, flammable rocks. You know, maybe they're just flammable, guys. Okay? Maybe that's just a thing on their planet. Maybe that fire is extra potent, you know? And then what else? Like, yeah, there's just nothing good. Like, just everything. They go into the forest, there's like one bug creature randomly that shows up, and like, there's so many just useless lines. Like, God, the writing is so bad. Oh, the writing is so bad. Like, literally the first 2 episodes are, oh, we're capturing this person because they fit the description of a criminal. But we know this criminal has a twin. And we know this is the good one because she's a mechanic. So we're going to take her in jail anyways. And then, oh, she broke out of jail. And one of the people in jail ended up going to the Jedi, telling them that she's still there. Okay. And then they crash land, and then the Jedi corner her, and they're like, you just broke out of prison. And she's like, yeah, but I'm not the one who killed them. And the Jedi are like, okay, well, come along then. We'll go fight the demons together. So, that happened. And then the Jedi, so many just dumb fucking quotes where it's just like, Jedi don't bring their saber out unless they're trying. Like, I don't need to go through it. If you've seen anything about like Acolyte media, every single line of dialogue is terrible in this. It's either cringe, it's either like you can tell they thought it was clever, you know, the power of one, the power of two, the power of many. Like, it's just so terrible, man. Like, I bet whoever wrote the Power of One song was like, yo, this is a fucking banger. You know, this is gonna bring in all the sales. It's so terrible, man. It's so bad. Anyways, back onto the cons. Yeah, writing, characters. The environments were very basic for something that cost $250 million. Like, these environments literally felt like they just went to a grassy field. or like they found a grassy hill, or they found like that's really all there was, pretty much. No sand planet, I guess. I don't remember a sand planet. Maybe I'm gapping. You know, yeah. But yeah. Bro, oh my god, the main characters were fucking so bad. Like, just, I'm getting PTSD and I just watched the show. Like, I just finished the show and I'm already traumatized from it. Oh my god, this show was so bad. In my mind, Acolyte is not canon. I don't care that Darth Plagueis and Yoda were in it for a solid 10 seconds. I guess that's where $225 million went into animating Darth Plagueis and Yoda. They're in it for about 10 seconds, and I mean this genuinely. It is... I looked away for a second, and I caught a glimpse of Plagueis, and I'm like, this is where he is? What the fuck? This show is genuine dog shit. Like, this is... I wouldn't say it's Rise of Skywalker level bad. Because you could turn on some... Oh my god, the lightsaber fights now. I'm thinking about it. Bro, fucking... What's his name? Soul. Like, karate kicking fucking Chimere. And then Chimere being like, ooh, that hurt. Like, this... Oh my god, the level of B-movie... And I don't want to hear anything about, like, oh, but it's a show. It's not a movie. Brother, this show... There's about 3 half-hour episodes. Or maybe 4. And the rest of them are about 50 minutes. So if you calculate that, that's like a what is that? 2 hours with the 4. This is literally like a 5-hour, 6-hour project. This is far long. This is almost a trilogy length. This is terrible. In one of the trilogies of Star Wars, we got one of the best plot twists of all time. Luke, I am your father. There's no, like, if you're watching, like, the OT, and you don't know Darth Vader's Anakin, you're literally going through this, and only the audience might know this. No character in the fucking galaxy at this point knows this information, and Darth Vader drops a fucking bomb, other than, like, Palpatine, I guess. But Darth Vader drops a bomb on Luke, and you see, like, Luke actually have his whole fucking worldview shatter. This had a big plot twist of, I killed your mother. And it's just one of the worst, like, realization moments I've ever seen. She's like, is this true? You killed her? Not the fighter? Oh my god. It's just terrible, man. And then at the end, like, the last episode, I thought was at least going to be watchable. Because, like, okay, we're nearing the end. It's gotta be something here, right? This is the last episode. This is probably where the budget went into. Oh my god, was it just so bad, man? On top of the Chimere duel. Oh my god. The very end where the sisters are hugging and, like, they're crying and shit. This whole film, or this whole fucking show, you know the writers intended, like, this thing happens, now the audience cries. Now the audience laughs. Like, this is what the writing was. And I mean this genuinely, I felt absolutely nothing for 2 twin sisters. That one of them killed a Jedi, confirmed. The other one, you could argue it was suicide in-game. And then the third one was killed by Chimere. So she really only did 1 of the 4 that she was supposed to kill. Why? And she was being accepted as the apprentice. Like, she didn't just... Oh my god, and why are you having a law like, oh, kill Jedi without weapons? Like, why are the Jedi not fighting people unarmed? And if that's the case, why didn't fucking Soul just drop his saber once he cut the saber of Chimere? Because that saber is no longer... Like, there's so many problems with the writing. There's so many... Anyways. But, yeah, the whole thing with the sisters hugging at the end... They're crying and being emotional. I'm literally like, what? I don't care for any of them. One of them just killed a Jedi for no reason, other than he killed their mother in self-defense because she went into a fucking ghost. That was not portrayed at all. And even if that was the case, she just flips a switch in this episode, and now she's the bad guy. Even though she's siding with the person that just killed a bunch of her friends and people she trained with in the Order, not including Soul, by the way. This is like the other horned lady and a few other like people who died. Like, and she just drops all that because, like, why? Huh? There's multiple points where she can just get the drop on Chimere, and she just gets tranced by him being naked in a pool, I guess. I don't... Like, this whole show makes no sense, man. But they're crying, and Chimere mind wipes the... Like, I guess we didn't see. There was an... Hey, Jedi... If you didn't know, Sith, they have this invisible mind wipe from Men in Black. And it just mind wiped Osa. And it... Bro, it not only feels like they just scrapped ideas, or they were just pulling together scrapped ideas, or like shit versions of shit in Star Wars. Literally, it just felt like they were taking shit from other films and just like making it shit versions. Like, it was so bad. It was so bad. So bad. So, I'm not gonna hold you much longer. This show's genuinely terrible. If it's so bad, it's I need to forget this. It's the 19th of September. Rebuild the Galaxy Season 2 just dropped. I was a fan of Season 1. I need to go watch this. This shit was terrible. I need a cleanser. If you genuinely have any inclination to want to watch this show, not because, like, oh, Acolyte's up your alley, but because, like, oh, I need to watch every Star Wars film, I need to be a mega fan, whatever. I mean this genuinely. Don't. Save yourself some brain cells. This shit will give you nightmares. Not in a good way, not in a fun way, not in a horror movie way. This movie is genuine dog shit, and it boggles my mind that this is like... How much did Obi-Wan cost? I haven't watched Obi-Wan, but I've heard Obi-Wan's at least, like, decent, but it needed a bigger budget, and it's Obi-Wan, okay? Budget. Like, how much... This got less than half the budget Acolyte did. How much did Mandalorian cost? Mandalorian. This had a smaller budget. Is that just for season 1? Or no, that's the movie. Okay. Mandalorian show. There's no way. The first season was 100 million? Oh, how? How did the show... Who wrote this? Did they just pay? Did they literally just pay 230 million to, like... Or, I guess, $229 million to a fucking kid who wrote this script? And then they just gave the rest to, like, the actors and the production and everything. The 1 million left over. Like, this show was terrible. If you want to watch the show, don't. I highly, strongly suggest you don't. And if you already haven't watched the show and you have no inclination and you're watching this because you just like, you like being a hater. And hey, I respect it, alright? I am a fan of hate watching, personally. Holy fuck, this was terrible. Don't watch the show ever. That's pretty much all I wanted to say. If you made it to the end of the video, I want to thank you for watching. Stay tuned. I'm going to be doing a breakdown of every single show. I've got 4 left. Ahsoka, Andor, Obi-Wan, and there's one more that I'm forgetting. I can't remember, but I'm going to watch that one. And yeah, once I do that, there'll be another breakdown. So stick around. If you made it to the end, I want to thank you for watching. And as always, I hope you have a good day after that shit I just watched, man. Holy fuck.